In this video, I'm going to show you how you can land a remote job in 90 days. And it has been brought to my attention that a lot of you don't think that is possible, which is crazy to me because so far we've held Kevin land a job in 2 weeks, Krishna land a job in 43 days, Jody in 7 days, Anisha in 3 weeks, Kevin in 3 weeks, Roxine in 2 weeks, Amani in 4 weeks, Sharida in 4 weeks as well, and the list goes on and on and on. So it's not that getting a remote job in 90 days is not plausible. You just don't know how to do it. If you don't know who I am, my name is Oshido. I'm a remote career strategist. My team and I help Caribbean professionals land remote jobs in 90 days or less. So I'm going to walk you through how you can land a remote job in the next 90 days. But before we even go into any of the practicality, the first thing is mindset. Like I've seen this so often, a lot of you guys approach the remote job market with the wrong mindset. Getting a remote job is no easy task. It will require effort on your part. It will require more effort than it takes to get a local job. So you have to come to the mental understanding that this will require your active participation. You will be required to do more than you are required to do when you're looking at a local job. You have to understand that. And if you can commit to that mentally, you can land a remote job in the next 90 days. If you cannot commit to that, you will struggle. You just need to commit 1 to 3 hours each day, 1 to 3 hours depending on your availability. Honestly, if you can just stay committed to that routine for 90 days, you will have a strong chance of landing a remote job. Honestly, it's going to take effort. So you have to be willing to put in the work. If you cannot do that, then nothing we do will help you because we can only do so much for you. I can only show you so much. Your effort will determine everything else. So you have to commit to that first before you decide to go on and pursue landing a remote job in the next 90 days. Now, once you have that out of the way, here's my recommendation on who the remote job market would fit the most. Now, this list isn't extensive. There are exceptions to the rules, and my list is not absolute. Everybody experience is different. I'm just telling you the most common patterns, the most common themes, the most common industry, and the most common experience requirement. So once you have that mindset locked in and you're like, I can commit to this. And if a money you want to motivate you, if you commit to this, you can land a remote job paying anywhere between 1500 USD up to 10,000 USD per month. If you just want to get a remote job just to say you got a remote job and you're not looking for anything serious, then you can go and accept roles at those companies that don't require you to do any interview. They will pay you to work remotely. Not anything life changing, but something additional if you're looking to work on the side. But if you want to build a career in the remote job market, it will take effort, my friend. It will take effort. If you have 3 or more years of experience in sales, customer support, operations, bookkeeping and accounting, admin support, legal support, project management, marketing and media, software development, recruiting, or AI automation, then the remote job market is your oyster. There are a lot of jobs out there for those 11 categories. So if you will land within any of those 11 categories and you have 3 or more years of experience, this video is meant for you. Once you have the mindset and you have the experience, now it's time to get into the meat of the matter. The first thing you will need to focus on is positioning your experience. Believe it or not, you can have 20 years of experience working a job. If you cannot articulate that properly on your resume, you will struggle to land a remote job. When it comes down to positioning yourself for the remote job market, you will need 3 main things: a well-optimized resume, a well-optimized LinkedIn profile, and you'll also need an introduction video or audio script so you can record it whenever they ask for introduction video or audio. Once you have those 3 things, you are already ahead when it comes on to positioning. Now, here's the thing with the resume. There are a lot of people out here offering resume rewrite services, but you have to be careful because those fancy design resumes that people are offering, oh, I'm going to rewrite your resume, I'm going to redesign it, and that's not for this market. Mm-mm. That's for if you're applying to jobs locally or via email. That's the only way, because the moment you're applying to remote jobs online, your resume will go through what is called an applicant tracking system. Now, what this does is it scans your resume and it compares it to the job description automatically. So it helps the recruiters to identify those who are a fit and those who are not. What it checks for includes the tools that are required to do the job based on the job description. Do you have experience with the tools, whether that be Zendesk, Salesforce, QuickBooks, Zero, whatever the tool is? Do you have experience with that? The ATS system will scan that. Next, it will check for your responsibilities. Based on the responsibilities on the job description, does your resume clearly show that you've handled tasks like this before and that you have positively impacted the company by completing these tasks? And third, your years of experience, and if it needs a certification, your certification as well. So if it asks you to have 3 years of experience in accounting and bookkeeping and you have 20 years of experience, but out of those 20 years of experience you've only been doing accounting for maybe like 1 year, that's all that's on your resume, you are not qualified, because it wants someone that has 3 years of experience in that specific field, solving that specific problem for the past 3 years. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you an example of what your resume should look like. Your resume should be simple, well formatted, no fancy design, no 2-column design, no pretty, no photo, plain text, easy for the recruiter to scan. Most of these recruiters in the remote job market, they are getting thousands of applications every day, every single day. You want to position yourself properly when you are entering this industry. Let me share my screen real quick. Now, this is an example of a resume that my team and I rewrote for one of our clients. And before we even touch on anything else, just look at the formatting. It's very simple, no bag of designing except our watermark in the background, which was not sent to the client, by the way. The watermark is there because I will make this example available for you underneath this video. So the watermark was not there in the final delivery. So if you look at this, the first thing you notice is that there is no fancy design anywhere. It's plain, straight to the point. We remove some of their experience for this specific example so you have access to it, and we change a few of their information here as well. So this is just a one-page example for you. So you have their education, professional experience, key skills, professional summary, phone, email, location. When you're doing the location, you only need the country. You do not need anything else. And then their LinkedIn profile, right? Now, when you look at this, the first thing the recruiter is going to go through is your professional summary. If you have an objective statement or a profile, remove it. You need a professional summary so the recruiter at a glance can tell what you've done in your career so far, tools you've used, results you've achieved. For example, head of content with over 7 years of progressive experience in content strategy, editorial leadership, and multi-channel marketing execution across high-growth digital environments. Proven success driving 45% organic reach growth and 22% engagement uplift through data box storytelling, SEO optimization, and scalable workflows. Skilled in Asana, Notion, and analytics platform to streamline content production, enhance collaboration, and ensure 100% on-time delivery. Now, if you do not have any experience with marketing, let me break this down for you. 1, the name of the position he's applying to. Head of content. Overall year of experience. All right, years of experience doing what? Content strategy, editorial leadership, multi-channel marketing executions. That tells the recruiter a lot already. Now you have proven success driving 45% organic reach and 22% engagement uplift through data box storytelling. Let's say the job description says they're looking for someone who can take over organic content. This would do extremely well. Editorial leadership, content strategy, and 45% organic reach growth with a 22% uplift through data box storytelling, SEO optimization, and scalable workflows. Listen, I would hire you to be on my content team just from that alone. And it also lists the tools that they have experience in: Asana, Notion, analytical platforms, and things along those lines. And then it lists the key skills: technical skills, soft skills. Your technical skills section, this should have the tools you've used so far. That's what you put here. Based on what is important for this job, you put the tools that you have used here. And over here now you add your soft skills. When it comes onto the skills section, you shouldn't just have skills and only have soft skills. We should list your technical skills as well. But don't list 50 technical skills. You don't need that. List the skills that are most important for the industry that you are in. And then down here now, it comes on and we get into the bullet points. Now, this is how you write a bullet point. Your bullet point shouldn't just be a list of your responsibilities. No, 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 no. Your bullet point should outline the tools you've used, the task you've accomplished, and the results from you doing that said task. Hear me out. So the first bullet point here, directed end-to-end content strategy across 5+ channels, which would interest me seeing that I have 5+ social media channels, increasing organic reach by 45% and driving consistent MQL growth through aligned SEO, brand, and campaign initiatives. That sounds good for someone who will be in charge of content. Instead of you just telling me that posted content on social media, posted content on TikTok, LinkedIn, and Instagram. All right, you posted content. What happened after you post the content? Did it get views? Did it not get views? It's the same thing. You can't just list your responsibilities here. You need to show proof, and where possible, include the tools that you use to do these things, right? Go through the rest of the bullet points so you can have a better understanding. This plays a big part in how you position yourself to land a remote job. If you cannot position your experience, if you cannot tell your professional story in this manner, you will struggle to land a remote job. I promise you, if you're paying to have someone rewrite your resume and they're not crafting your bullet points like this and they are focusing on making your resume look pretty instead of properly displaying your experience, you're wasting your money. You're wasting your money. Before you pay for another resume optimization from anybody, tell them to send you an example of a client resume they have rewritten before. If they are focusing more on the design, the prettiness, instead of the actual content, do not waste your money with another resume rewrite. It makes no sense. Now, once you have this, then it comes on to optimizing your LinkedIn profile. And for this one, I'm going to use my LinkedIn profile as an example. Your LinkedIn profile is what the recruiters will use to determine whether or not you're a trustworthy individual. You're working remotely. They want some digital footprint that can show them that, hey, you know, this is actually a real person. They're on LinkedIn. They're spending some time to build their personal brand. Maybe they are serious about their career. And if you think optimizing your LinkedIn profile is just doing too much along with your resume and all of this to get a remote job, the remote job market is not for you. I'm sorry, I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. People who sugarcoat things online are the reason you are struggling so much to land a remote job. I am not in the business of sugarcoating. I'm in the business of helping people get results. And to get results, I need you to understand what you have to do. I need you to understand the stakes here. I cannot baby you. Bro, I feel like some rum sometimes, you know? But you need to optimize your LinkedIn profile. When you're doing your LinkedIn header, first you want to start with the word remote because you're working remotely, right? So you want to say, I am a remote. You're going to have remote career strategies. In your case, it could be remote customer service specialist. You have to say you're remote if they're looking to hire somebody who is working remote. You cannot just say customer service, virtual assistant, this, that, that. No, pick one industry and stick to it because generalists do not get hired. Actually, they do. They don't get paid well. Specialists, though, pick one industry, make it your primary target, and you will get a remote job that is worth your time and effort. So if you're a customer service rep, stick to customer service. Don't be a data entry specialist. Don't be a admin specialist. You can't be a specialist in everything. So if you have customer and sales experience, pick one. Go in that industry. The one you like the most. Go there. Before we go any further into the video, my team and I have a goal to help 90 Caribbean professionals land a remote job in 90 days. And to do this, we'll find and send the jobs directly to you, revamp your documents, help you prepare for interviews, and provide you with 90 days worth of personal support. support. We will give you everything you need to be successful. So if you have 3 or more years of experience in any of these industries and you're serious about landing a remote job in the next 90 days, put a link in the description to join the authority suite and let's get you hired. Now back to the video. So back to this. We're going to say remote customer service specialist. In my case, I have who I'm helping Caribbean professionals build global careers while developing the region's talent pool to world-class standard for international recruiters. Right? So you hear that I'm a remote career strategist and I'm helping Caribbean professionals build global careers while developing the region's talent pool to world-class standard for international recruiters. That's speaking both to you and to recruiters who want to reach out to me to gain access to you. In your case, you'd say something like remote customer service specialist, skilled in Salesforce, Zendesk, and Asana, and then you'd have who you help do what. Similar to what I have here. You can use AI, but if you're going to use it, at least be good at it. People tell you guys to use AI. Use AI, use AI. But nobody teaches you how to use AI properly. So keep that in mind if you're going to use AI to help you to do this. Along with that, you'll want to do your about section and you also want to do your experience section as well, right? You should have something that looks like this, gives you your title, and then you have what you did at that company, yada, yada, yada. The more senior you are, the more important this becomes. Because if you're senior enough, they want to go on your LinkedIn profile and see that you're serious enough. Now, this along with your introduction audio clip plays a massive role in how you position yourself. Now, phase two, because phase one is mindset, phase two is basically done once you have that. The next phase comes where it's time for you to find the remote jobs. Now, I have a directory, who is hiring us directory, with 40 plus companies on it that are hiring people from the Caribbean. I am going to add that in the description below as well. So you can gain access to that along with the resume. Now, once you've positioned yourself properly, it's all about finding the right jobs and applying to the right jobs. And you can do this by going to those websites. Typically, you can go to Hire with Near, Sagan Recruitment, Buffer, Customer.io, all of these. But I am building my own remote job board for people living in the Caribbean to prevent you from having to jump from website to website to find the remote jobs. I will pull every job from those websites that are accepting Caribbean professionals and funnel them into one central location. So you do not have to be bouncing between different websites to find the remote jobs. Everything will be in one central. As a matter of fact, I'm going to give you a sneak peek of what that website is like at the moment. Currently, the job board is up and running. It is active, but it's only available to people who are inside the Career Club Authority Suite. Once I'm finished turning it into a website, then I will make it public. So I'm going to show you what the website looks like. Just a brief, like a sneak peek. All right, so this is what the website looks like. And as you can see, we've pulled in 64 new jobs today alone. So you can see them here. Sales representative, it will also show you the company, salary, where is it location. The jobs that will be on this website will be job accepting people from Latin America and around the world. So once you're on this website, any job you see, you can apply to. I am filtering out anything that people living in the Caribbean cannot apply to ensure that every job you come across here is one you can apply to. So this is what the job board will look like. We know the look might change. We're very early in the development stage here, but it will look something like this. Right now, we're pulling in we're pulling in over 100 remote jobs every single day. No, and I'm not finished adding website to the list as yet. So by the time we launch this, we should be pulling in around 200, 300 remote jobs per day. So every remote job that you will want will be here. If you want early access to the job board, not the website, if you want early access to the job board, then you can always join the Career Club Authority Suite. I say early access to the job board, but it's way more than that. Early access is just an bonus. So this is what the website will look like. You get to see all the different type of jobs, pay ranges if they're available, different categories, and things along those lines. Now that you've positioned yourself properly by optimizing your resume, your LinkedIn, you have a list of companies you can go to look for remote jobs. The next thing you will need, and the thing that is killing a lot of people, is a routine. Believe it or not, getting a remote job is pretty simple. It is very simple. What's killing a lot of people though is a routine, because you only have to position yourself once. You only have to optimize your resume, optimize your LinkedIn, do your introduction audio script once. You keep using those. You only need to find where the jobs are posted. You only one list of companies or one website that will show you where to find the jobs. Once you have those, the only thing you need right now is a routine. Now, here's the routine that I would share. Here's what I would tell you to do when it comes on to building a routine. We provide a routine in the Authority Suite as well, but when it comes on to building a routine for yourself, you need to write down 7 to 10 remote websites that you'll be searching for jobs on a daily basis. You also need a job application tracker. Let me show you what that would look like. All right, so this is what your job application tracker should look like. We also provide this in the Authority Suite as well. So every job you apply to, you should track them, because if you do not track them, you will not be following up with the recruiters, and you should be following up with the recruiters. And you also will not be able to spot patterns and see what is wrong. You will need your job title, the company name, the job type, job description, the job description link, job alignment score, job alignment report, not relevant to you, only people in the Authority Suite. Then you add your salary, whether or not you've applied to the job, and then you add an application date. Typically, once you add the application date, it should tell you when you should follow up, and then you have status for whether you've heard back from this company or not, follow up message, interview date, interview recording. You should be recording your interviews. You need to be evaluating yourself. If you're not getting a remote job, you need to be able to can pull back the recording for your interviews, pull up back the job descriptions. What is missing? What am I not seeing? You need to ask yourself these questions. And having a job application tracker will help you to do that. You need to find the companies first. Do the job application tracker. And then you need to be applying to 1 to 3 remote jobs per day. Do not spray and pray. That's not what you're doing. Aligned applications only apply to jobs that you align with. That means you check the job description for the tools that you will need to be using, the key responsibilities, and the years of experience. Once you have that, pull up your resume, which you should have memorized, hopefully, maybe not. And you look for the tools that are on the job description. Are these on your resume? Responsibilities that they want you to take on. Have you ever done these before? Is it on your resume? No, good luck. And 3, years of experience. Do you have the amount of experience needed for this job? Yes, go ahead and apply. And some of these application process can be very long. So I recommend 1 to 3 applications per day. Do not burn out yourself. If you want to keep this routine up for 90 days, which you may not have to keep it up for 90 days if you stay committed and do what you have to do, then you should start getting interview invites by week 2, right? Week 2 is when people typically start getting interview invites, and those who deliver well land the job week 2. Some people do 5, some people do 10 before landing the job. So you just have to prioritize these things. Build your routine, build your application routine, and go through it. And you just need to commit to this 1 to 3 hours per day, every day. That is all it takes to get a remote job. Well, that gets you the interview, but you know you have to prepare for the interview. Stop winging the interviews. Don't wing the interviews, please. Practice for the interviews. Prepare yourself for the interviews. Learn how to talk about your experience in the interviews. Learn how to tie your experience back to the issue that they're trying to hire to fix. You want to keep all of that in mind whenever you are applying to these jobs. Whenever you have an interview, that's how you position yourself. You need to learn to communicate your value, because if your resume can communicate your value clearly and you cannot communicate your value verbally, you will not land the job. So you need to be well rounded when it comes down to landing a remote job. And you do this, you create that routine and you follow that routine for 90 days, and you come back. If you stick to that routine, you come back under this video in my inbox and tell me that you haven't landed a remote job and you're sure you're doing everything on the routine. You're sure you're applying to only jobs you qualify for. you're sure the jobs that you're applying for accept Caribbean professionals. And you come back and you tell me you can't get a remote job. Getting a remote job is not easy, but it is pretty simple. It's a formula I've seen worked again and again and again and again. So I can tell you, people who we've helped, who we've given this formula, and they actually stick to it and do what we tell them to do, they see results in 90 days. So it's all really up to you, right? You have to commit. We cannot commit for you. You have to put in the work. We cannot put in the work for you. We can give you everything you need, but it will be up to you to execute. It will be up to you to deliver. It will be up to you to show up for yourself because this is your journey. We're here to support you. You have to help yourself so that we can help you. And going into the remote job market, it will test your commitment, it will test your resolve. Do you have the resolve needed to be successful in this market? Can you handle what is required of you to be successful in this market? And I'm saying it like it's this daunting task, and really it's not. It's very simple, really. But a lot of people cannot wrap their mind around that simplicity. A lot of people think doing the bare minimum is doing too much. And everything I've outlined just now is the bare minimum to get a remote job. All you need to do is fix the mindset, make sure that you have the experience needed to land a remote job. Somebody asked me if they can get a remote job as a forklift operator. A remote job as a forklift operator. In the past 30 days, I've pulled in over 1,800 remote jobs into my job board. I have not seen a forklift operator. Like, so things like that. Ensure that you have the experience required to enter this market. If you do not, you will struggle. You will not be successful. So double check first before you waste your time. And if you have the experience, position yourself, find the websites, build your routine, and stay consistent. That is all it takes. It's not rocket science. I promise you, it's not. I've done this again and again and again for so many people, and the results speak for themselves. So that is how you get a remote job in 90 days. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe because if you want to learn a remote job living in the Caribbean, this is the channel that will teach you everything you need to know to be successful. Love y'all.